Hey guys, Rusty here. On the last video I put some exhaust on this truck. So next I'm going to go ahead and take a good look at the brakes front and rear and make sure that everything's good. I know I got at least a bad wheel cylinder on that right rear, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the fronts off first. Just look at the rotors and the pads and see how much life they got left in them. I might not have to buy anything. And then I'm going to pull off the rears and see how bad they look. Do I need new shoes? Is there hardware that's missing? Or can I get away with just getting a pair of wheel cylinders? And I'll probably get a pair. You know, you probably can get away with just doing one, but I'll probably get a pair just to be safe. Because if one's blown out, maybe the next one will. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuff off, and instead of doing a time lapse, I'm just going to come back with the video with the front off, and then I'll come back with the video of the rear off, and then I'll go get some parts, and hopefully they'll come in, or they might even have something in stock, and then we'll see how it goes. I would say that's not too bad. This is the driver side, but on the passenger side, it looks like it had gotten some wear before. It doesn't really look like the tab. Let's see if I can get some light in here. Doesn't look like the tab is actually hitting yet, and I don't think those lines are from these rivets because they don't really line up. You know, it's like a groove in the center. But I'm gonna go ahead and get pads. Nothing appears to be leaking, and this looks a little grooved up, but it's really not that significant. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Leaky wheel cylinder causes all this kind of excitement. Bunch of gunk building up, but the brakes have plenty of life left in them, actually, considering your rear brakes. But I did notice that the parking brake is not up to specs, but we're probably not going to be worrying about that. Just going to get 2 wheel cylinders. The brakes have the brake shoes have enough meat left on them. The axles look good. The bearings are fine. No serious problems there, you know, like this is just on the surface, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just wheel cylinders only on the rear and brake pads on the front, so really not going to be expensive, but I don't expect you're going to have the parts in stock, so I got to button everything up here. The fluid that came out of the axle was not too bad, you know, just normal stuff. So we're going to get some parts and we'll put it back together, and then we'll have good working brakes. Okay guys, I'm going to attempt to show you what I got going on here. This is the leaky side. I sprayed it with a whole can of brake cleaner, actually using it for brakes for once. And so now I'm going to get this wheel cylinder off. I've already done the other side, so I've got the tools that I need, so I'm not going to be wasting your time. And hopefully we can just knock these springs off real quick and put the new one in without any real trouble on the back side. So first things first, I'm going to attempt to break the line loose with this line wrench, and if that works, then we're going to be on easy street. On the other side it broke loose. This side's been juicing brake fluid out all over the place, so here we go. Oh, it came loose, no problem. So nothing to see there. That one's just going to come right out. We'll get this loose first, then we'll take the springs off, and then we'll put them right back on. We get the other one in place. So now we got this bad boy. I would say that this one's not the best. I wish this part was a little bit bigger, but that'll come into play later. We're going to use this one. And you stick it over here, and then you rotate it, and then you get it under that spring. And so I wish this was sharper and a little deeper, but it's not. But you see, if it was, it'd be easier to get it on there. Maybe if I go the other direction with this one. Yeah, got it. All right, let me show you. See, you get that. I hope you can see it. You get that kind of socket part underneath, and then the spring just comes right off. And then you do the same on the other one. which this one's a lot bigger and stiffer, but it should still work. There we go. Watch your eyes. There it is. So, instead of fooling around with screwdrivers, when you take these off, make sure you got the right direction, but this one's the same both sides, so no worries there. And then now, this all comes apart, and we'll pull these little bad boys out. These aren't as dirty as the other ones because they've been so wet. And there it is. I already loosened the back side, that's why it just falls out. Ah, crap. There we go. So I'm gonna clean these up. This is trash. You can see actually it's been leaking quite a bit inside. I don't know. There's a bunch of fluid in there though. Not the way it should be. The seals are gone. Damn, there goes my competition. Yeah, it sounds like one of those Harley guys. So for this operation, we're just using a little wire brush to clean these bad boys up. I'll try to do it here so you can see. That way we're not tearing the seal with any foreign particles. It probably wouldn't tear anyways, but yeah, just take a little pride in your work and probably things will go better for you in life. Do the other one real quick. Here we go. And see, I got this thing rotating away from me. It's easier to control. If it was coming towards me, pushing at me, right? Pretty good. I'm not so worried about the other end. Okay. Now, like I said, I've already done the other side, so I know this part is right. But if you hadn't, and you just got new parts, what I would recommend is before you put it on, like try to look in the package before you even open the package and make sure that everything looks exactly the same, because they're getting stingier about returns everywhere. But also, they're not getting more accurate with parts. So, it's a twofold problem. See how things all bunched up in there? Can't even see. Can't even see what's going on, but I know already. So here we go, right? I'm gonna pull this off. I don't want that to be a problem when I go to install it. And then these bad boys just stick in there, like so. And the rubber will kind of hold them. Sometimes, in this case they will. And then they go in here, if you remember, just like so. So you kind of want to, you know, get your orientation correct, which I didn't do so much on that one, but that's okay. So here we go. We're gonna stab her back in, screw it back in on the back side, and then I'll adjust it up here. I just want to get this bolt started back here. Okay, I got the line started. This one is gonna fall into place, it looks like. When these brakes are apart like this, you gotta be careful not to have anything else come apart, right? Because we don't want to create more work. There we go. Just like this right here came out of place. It's supposed to be right here. That. Try to line all this up as I'm pushing it in. There we go. This is pushing back on the springs, right? Okay, so now we got our two bolts on the back. Gonna put those in. There's no good angle for me there unless I went and got a bunch of lighting and everything. And I just wanted to get this done kind of quick. Up. So that's done. Now what I wanted to show you, back to the main event, is this little part. I wish to, for lack of a better term, I wish the little spoon section was a little bit wider, especially for these big ones like this. But we're gonna go ahead and get this on again. Do do the big one first because it was the last one that came off. And so you put that on there and it's gonna pull against that, right? Don't forget to put this piece on or it's all gonna be pretty useless and you'll have to do it again. Here we go. Damn it. This is like this parking brake. No, it's actually the adjuster that's causing me trouble here. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's in. Now we got to get the spring in here. That one hooks onto here. And for that, I think I can probably just use this part, right? Kind of clamps onto it. Let's see if I can manhandle this. Oh, she's stiff. I cannot. Let's see if this will do it. Almost. Come on. There we go. Just wiggle that out. There we go. You can see that made life considerably easier. But you can use vice grips. This is the cheap AutoZone tool. If it was a better tool with the flatter tip on it and such, I think I would have had a much easier shot at it. Would have been able to show you with a little more professionalism here. There we go. All right, back together. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest off camera, but I just wanted to show you how the spring tools work. They work pretty well, especially for taking them off. Getting them back on, you know, you might have to fight with it here and there. Anyways, I'll bring you back once it's all back together. Well, the front brake hardware came in, so we're gonna go ahead and knock that out. I did one side already. I'm just gonna show you this side like I did on the other side. That way we're not wasting too much time. Oh. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we're not having any issues. So this one just has an Allen head bolt here that you have to release. What is going on here? This one's a different size than the other side. That one's the same size. Huh, it's like a different style bolt. This one's like totally recessed. Either that or it's broken. Let's hope that's not the case. All right, let's see. That's one down, one more to go. I forgot I didn't even loosen that one yet. Let's face it, this brakes are easy. The back brakes are the ones that you guys probably were worrying about. There we go. I wonder if these little bad boys had something to do. Oh, I know what it is. This one is so so worn out that these pieces sunk in. That's what happened. That's what the mess up is here for me. So I'm going to go ahead and clamp this real quick and close the piston so I'm not fighting with it any more than I have to. See if that helps out. If I can get a good grip on it. You wouldn't necessarily be able to do this with other brakes, but this is just single piston caliper. What is... Yeah. Literally, you don't want to have to destroy them like that, but piece of broken brake material there. Anyhow, I'm going to use this one to go ahead and push the brake caliper shut all the way. First, I'm going to get this rattle clip off to put on the new one. Now I'm just going to put the clamp on it, the C-clamp, and push this shut so that we have no problems getting it back on. It's going to be all the way open. And then I'll reset the camera up there at the master cylinder so you can see how it's going to push fluid everywhere. Unfortunately, it's just the way she goes. All right, so in case it's not clear, I'll show you what I'm doing. You can see this edge of the piston reel here, right here. I need to push that in so that I can fit the thicker brakes because they're going to be fresh. Now up here, unfortunately, the reservoir is going to overfill because I'm going to be pushing fluid back up through the lines. So check that out if you've never seen that. All right. Unfortunately, that wastes some fluid, but now you can see we got the piston pushed all the way in. So when we put our new brakes on it, it's just gonna hopefully slip right down. Don't worry, that's the old pad. Here's the new pads stuck together, factory stuff there. Where's my rattle clip at? Want to make sure to put that back on. This one here, right? I think it goes like that. I think the rattle part's at the top, actually. I don't know that it matters because it sits inside of there, but we'll see. Okay, so it does go on the other way. Guess it does matter. It matters because of the way the piston is. Can't really go on the other way. There we go. That one's in place. Now we got the outside one. That's how it's going to slide down in place. Then we'll put these bad boys back in. Do they slide all the way through? Turns out that they do. All right. I should probably check the other ones on the other side because they were different putting them on. Make sure that they're right. See how easy that goes back together if it's put together correctly? There we go. Line these babies up. And we'll zip it all back together and call it a day. Now when you get in the truck and you start pressing the brake right off the bat, it's going to be a pretty loose brake situation. It should firm up, but mind you, we messed with the back and the front, so there's going to be some more loss of fluid because this piston has to push back out until it's making a little bit of friction with the wheel, right? Anywho, that's going to be basically it. We're just going to tighten these back up and call it a day. So, thanks for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. If you want to see more stuff like this, of course, we need to do all the routine maintenances on all the different vehicles I have, so I can keep making this kind of content. And I'm going to try to do some cut scenes so it's pretty fast. The brake material, all the brake parts was less than $100, but that's only because this is an old GM vehicle, right? I think it was $50 for the pads on the front, and it was like $22 a wheel cylinder on the back, so somewhere around $90 to $100 after tax. Anyways, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.